Next weekend in Tuscaloosa is going to be huge in recruiting. Andrew Olesh, 4-star tight end from Pennsylvania, is going to be in town. We're going to tell you what to expect from this guy and what's Alabama's chances to landing another premier tight end. Bama gets a payday from EA Sports, college football. We waited all these years. Now we're seeing what the university got. We know what the players got. And yeah, Charles Barkley might start his own Inside the NBA show. I'm going to tell you why that means something to us and why I think it's a good thing. All that right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Happy Memorial Day. And right after the open, I've got a very, very special Memorial Day guest. What do you say, everybody? Welcome to the Bama Tailgate channel. Brett, I've unmuted you, but I don't think you're unmuted for some reason.
Yes, I am. What are you talking about?
Happy Memorial Day, brother.
Happy Memorial Day. How are you going to spend your day?
Hopefully by water, pool, or somewhere kicked back, relaxing. How about you?
I don't know. I'm probably going to stay around the house, just chill out, and enjoy the Memorial Day. If you notice, Mick didn't say he was going to go out on his boat because he knew that I was going to say something about the boat.
Water's not great right now.
Is it not?
It's windy.
Look, Mick, you take that for granted. See, the water's great every day of the week when you're down there.
Yeah.
But I've got Smith Lake here. I've got the Warrior River. I have options.
Yeah.
But let's remember why we get to celebrate this day, folks.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. I mean, and we'll talk about that later on in the show, but we're both really patriotic people, and we love our country and the people that serve us and have made it the best place to live. So
yes, that's exactly right. And I still hate Lee Greenwood, but go ahead.
Yeah, I couldn't believe when you told me you hated Lee Greenwood.
I can't stand it. Anyway.
All right. 4-star tight end Andrew Olesh probably loves Lee Greenwood, or at least his parents do. This guy is
from doesn't know who Lee Greenwood
is. Southern Lehigh. He is from Central Valley in Pennsylvania. 4-star tight end in 3 of the 4 major recruiting sites. Probably going to Penn State, but Michigan, Alabama, Florida, and a host of other schools are in on this big fella, and he's coming to Tuscaloosa next weekend, along with a bunch of others. And got to give Andrew Bone, our buddy, a bunch of credit following this story. He's the best, man. He's the best. They're lucky to have him at Bama Online. When we used to work together, Bama Insider, man, just watch the guy crush the field. And he just continues to do that. So shout out to him. But anyway, let's talk about this guy.
Yeah, it's funny. I think we talked about it last week. Another guy from Pennsylvania. Bama invades Pennsylvania and going after this big tight end. He's 6'5", 212, like you mentioned, Mick. He's long. He's very athletic. He's a wide receiver, but he's going to probably play tight end in college. But they say he's long and lanky, and he just has that size. The only thing he's probably missing is some weight, which he'll pack on when he gets into college. They'll work with him on that, but just a natural pass catcher, and he's going to cause some problems just with his size, and he's got big hands and a nice burst of speed once he catches the football. Very talented young man. He, like we mentioned, though, he's probably going to play tight end in college. Last year, at wide receiver there for his high school, 53 catches, just under 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. So the guy's coming to Alabama for a visit on the 31st. He will visit Georgia the following weekend, or excuse me, Florida the following weekend. Penn State the following weekend, and then Michigan the following weekend. So
it's a pretty big list right there.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice list of teams looking for his services.
Yeah, well, you're starting to see, just how good Alabama's been as far as recruiting, getting, basically top-notch players to keep coming to Tuscaloosa. Alabama has not slipped in that department. You saw with the commitments they had. Was it last weekend? And every time we turned around, something seemed to happen. You look at what these guys are trying to do. I know Brian Ellis was recruiting him, but Kalen DeBoer loves offense, able to go out there and talk to someone that's been a receiver, that's going to be a tight end. I love the tone that Alabama football has right now. It's fun. It's inviting, and we're going all over. We never stopped going all over the country for guys. So, I mean, this isn't anything new. It's just a matter of being able to knock some of these guys down with commitments. And my biggest thing's always been, hey, take care of what's in your backyard and then go get guys like this. And I got to tell you, that's what they've done. You look at the players that they signed last week from, Jackson, Alabama, and then over in Georgia. And it's like, okay, you know what? And pretty close proximity to Tuscaloosa. Then you go out and you add guys like this, difference makers.
Yeah. We'll see how his visit goes. And once we hear something, we'll let you know.
All right, so Bama gets a payday from EA Sports. Remember a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about all the money that the players got, which wasn't really that much, but, it was like $1,000 or something crazy.
Yeah.
And then, but that's how they had to do it. I mean, if you wanted it, hey, here's what you're getting. And they paid a ton of people, but Alabama and the different universities also got paid off.
Yeah, and still not a ton of money when you look at it. What they did was they took the college football top 25 and they put a tier system in place. And they used the AP poll finishes from the last 10 years. And they had this scale. You had tier 1, 2, 3, and 4 on your final finish in the last 10 AP polls. Obviously, Alabama probably had the most success out of anyone. So they were in that top tier with Ohio State, Clemson, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Georgia, LSU, Michigan, Oregon State, Penn State, Utah, and Iowa State. Well, those tier 1 teams got $99,875.16.
Yeah.
Tier 2, which is where Auburn is, got $59,925.09. I don't know why they just couldn't round it up $1,
right.
or down $1.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what they did. And that's how they distributed the money. And, $99,000 is a lot of money to you and I, but to the university, that's like the value of this pack of hot sauce that I have right here.
Right.
And it's just like, get it out of here, whatever.
Let's use that money to send the women's basketball team to play in an empty arena somewhere.
That's Mick Gillespie, by the way, talking. That is that guy over there. Right over there.
I just want them to go get a legitimate coach and start winning some games.
Yeah.
But look, the players got $600. That's all they got. They got $600.
$600. What am I going to do with $600?
That's like $600, and then to be in a video game is pretty cool. I mean, it's like you're not going to get rich off of this stuff. There's just too many.
There's too many things, too many factors in there, but. $600. Man, what am I going to do with $600?
I'll take yours.
You'll take mine.
Yeah,
I got more than $600.
I can't wait.
Double.
I can't wait for this game to come out. It's going to be fun to play it. I remember when it came out, and everybody used to play it in the dorms in Alabama and stuff. So it'd be fun to have this back, and a lot of hype. We'll see how it does. I'm sure it'll be good.
Oh, I'm sure it's gonna be great.
Xbox in there, ready to download that thing when it comes out.
Coming after you,
yeah, no waiting in lines. Now you can just download it.
Same. Everything's just so simple now. Yeah. You could folks have probably already hacked into this game. There's no telling.
I didn't even think about that, but you're right. Somebody's probably been playing it for weeks now.
Yeah, they haven't left their bedroom or their mom's basement yet. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm almost to dynasty mode.
Yeah, right. I love this one, man. You were telling me about this, and then I went and listened. Charles Barkley was on the Dan Patrick Show, and basically what's happened, guys, is that TNT is not going to be broadcasting NBA basketball anymore. They did this package of college football, and I'm not a big NBA basketball fan. I'm just not, right? I will watch the playoffs. I'm starting to get into it now. Once they get to the finals, I watch the finals. That's just about how it goes. I love college basketball, and I'll watch a lot of those games. But I'm just not. The NBA just hasn't been my thing until the playoffs. But with that said, you can't not love that show that those guys do. It's an amazing show with him and Shaq.
Oh, it's great. Ernie.
Yeah, Ernie. And the other guy, but
Yeah. Oh God, what was his name? Oh man, we're both having brain freezes right now.
I know. Kenny the Jet Smith.
There you go.
There you go. Okay. I see his face though. But
I saw his face. I just couldn't remember his name.
Yeah, they have the best show on TV. So there's a couple things, Brett. Like, first off, it would be a shame to lose that show. Where is the NBA going? Is it going to ESPN?
Or is it going to streaming services? I don't know. I don't know where it's going. Because I don't keep up with the NBA that much. I'm like you. I've been watching a little bit of the playoffs now. And that's what I normally do every year. I watch the playoffs. I keep up with it a little bit then, watch the finals. I forgot the dude. Who's the big dude that hit the shot the other night and started talking all kind of garbage? Man, that was funny. Hit that shot right toward the end. But anyway, I enjoy the playoffs. And to be quite frank with you, NFL, I'll watch NFL on Sundays just because I love football. But as far as just, being real obsessed with it, I love to watch the playoffs, but I'll watch some games, but I guess that's just, the way I was raised. We watched Alabama football on Saturday, and then on Sunday, there's a game on TV, we may casually watch, we didn't have a team.
Yeah. I have a team, the Ravens.
Yeah, you're Ravens all the way.
Okay, so Disney, Amazon, and Warner Brothers apparently are going to be like part of this NBA rights deal. So, but it's not TNT, and I'm with you. Like, you watch the NFL. Some of the NFL shows are better than obviously the NBA.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of obviously baseball. My favorite team has a show. The team loses, and there's the lady that hosts the shows showing puppies as the play of the day. And I'm like, this is, what I'm saying? Like, this is why we don't like a lot of these shows, right? The ancillary stuff. Nobody wants to see puppies. Somebody in the studio thought that was a great idea. We're pissed that our team lost, right?
Yeah.
It's even tougher to do like the shows when you don't necessarily have a team in the fight, right?
Yeah.
And when you're dealing with executives that aren't putting the best talent on the air, and you are, basically just trying to jam in commercials over content. There's a lot of reasons why these shows normally suck. But I will tell you, their show is the best. It is by far the best. It is, the guys on there are honest. They get into real debates about the players and the games.
Yep.
They pick fun at the players and themselves.
Yep.
It's like guys sitting at the barber shop or at a bar somewhere. And that is what we try to do here every day. And that's what they've accomplished at a level that none of us have touched yet. And the shame is that there's not more shows that you feel like that, because I remember watching TV as a kid, and that's kind of how it was. You weren't afraid of offending somebody. Every time you got on there, you just went and said what you thought, right?
Yeah.
And it was fun. You got to have the right people. But love Charles Barkley. And now, Brett, the thing that they're talking about is Barkley has a production company, and they may do something like this, their own channel, or they may do something where you can go watch their shows during the games, and he pays for it, which I think is a brilliant idea, as long as you keep the same formula that you have right now.
Yeah, and I think, that's what he's looking at doing, and he could easily sell that to a streaming platform, an Amazon or Apple TV or even YouTube TV, whatever. There's so many different ways to get content now. Hell, he may start his own channel. Who knows? Barkley, too, even though he's an Auburn guy, I think is one of the most genuine human beings. And I've heard so many great stories. And I got to meet him and interview him one time. One of the nicest guys in the world. And I've heard about the guy, I've had friends run into him at bars in Birmingham or whatever, and he'd buy everybody a drink, and he's just a good time guy. And but he's genuine. He's funny as all get out. And I think they have really good chemistry together. And I would hate to see that show go away, even though I'm not a huge fan of the NBA.
Yeah,
I'll still tune in to kind of just watch those guys. I like their post game. I like their, I love the inside the NBA, and I would watch it on any type of platform. But Charles, I mean, he has, the means of doing that, and I don't, I wouldn't doubt it one bit if TNT does not come up with something or some sort of package for those guys. I don't see them going away.
I would love to see. We've talked about it when we heard that TNT was doing college football. Would those guys be a part of that, even though they're not football guys, right? And it wouldn't make sense. Could you find a show that would really, kind of parallel what those guys are doing? Could you do that? Is there a show? And I don't know. I mean, I hope so, because we need that. I feel like Game Day, having Pat McAfee, got a little bit better. Lee
Saban coming on this year.
Yeah, Saban's coming on. I mean, we love Nick Saban, but how good is he going to be as a commentator? You know what I'm saying? Like, how much charisma is he going to have? I mean, forget about our relationship with him as our coach. I think it's great for Alabama.
Well, I watched him during the draft, and he was great.
You liked him. Yeah. And so that's what we'll see. They need some help there.
Yeah.
The show's just kind of gone downhill, and used to be must watch. And then I feel like every time I'm watching, I don't want, 15 puff pieces. I feel like, and I don't want to cry watching the show. I just want to watch football. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need 18 Tom Rinaldi stories. Like, we really do have some.
What are you crying about?
Athletes, all the time. It's like so-and-so's life, and they go off into these stories, and it's like, man, I just don't want the emotion.
I love those, but I never. Man, you have a soft heart. I like that. Man.
I just want to watch football. I just want to laugh and watch football. It just turns into the whole show is like, here's another one, and here's another one. And then all of a sudden it's this guy's doing this. Look, the guy's just running a football. He's just throwing a football. Like, I get it, that it's a great opportunity, but it's just so overplayed now. It's like, watch that show, the NBA show. Like, it's like, they're just guys.
Well, they have how many hours are they on the air though? I mean, they have a lot of time to fill.
Yeah. So you like that stuff?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I can't help it. Your wife has to pat you on the head while you cry while you watch game day.
I turned the channel. I just want to watch
I
football.
can't watch it no more. I can't watch it no more. It's sort of like those ads that come on about the dogs.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, come on, Sarah McLachlan again.
yeah,
Jesus,
right.
come on.
Yeah. Brett
You know.
Elmore from Jasper, Alabama. It was a hard life for Brett.
Yeah,
He overcame many obstacles as a young man.
And then the Shriners Hospital ads make now that one will make me cry. And I'm like, God, oh, just please don't do this to me, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I think I don't watch the show anymore. I really don't. And I put the Tailgate show purposely up against it every week so that you have an alternative about it. Here's an Alabama show for 2 hours.
Because you're not crying during that show.
No,
no one's crying.
Yeah. We're gonna make you laugh. Sometimes at my expense, but that's fine.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Maybe I have a cold heart, but it's not that I don't appreciate where we all come from and all that stuff. It's just I just feel like it's so overplayed by ESPN. You know, it's like
Mick, you have a big heart and you're a kind person, and I can see where those would get to you.
Okay. All right, Brett. Now it's let me tell everyone this first. This is Brett's time of the show. This is where we switch gears from talking Alabama, and we switch gears and we talk about what's going on in the world today. So as we do that, let me reintroduce everyone to the man, the myth, the legend, Brett Elmore.
They call him Big Sexy, coming at you from the Walker County. Jasper is his hometown. He's known for giving free rundowns. Oh, Big Sexy, throwing out those Alabama thoughts, sneaking out your mom's window without getting caught. Nick gives you the XPs, but Big Elmo is here to please. Big Sexy Elmo on the Bama Tailgate Show.
Take it away, Brett.
Oh, sorry. Today's birthdays. It is May 27th, and today's birthdays include. Let's see. There's really not anybody having a birthday today worth noting. Isn't that something? Adam Carolla is 60 today.
Loved him, and honestly, I loved him and Jimmy Kimmel on The Man Show back.
The Man Show was great. He was on Crank Anchors too.
He was really funny. And then they both have gone like totally political. I mean, Adam's like a strong conservative that does like a lot of podcasting and stuff. Really good podcaster. And Kimmel's like a late night host that has gone like totally left wing, you know. So it's pretty funny. I ought to get back together again.
Yeah,
today's Hannity Combs, you know.
Yeah. Of course, today is Memorial Day, and we celebrate that. And if you're looking for other things to celebrate today, of course, that's the main thing. And there's not a whole lot else going on. It is National Hairstylist Mental Health Awareness Day.
What does that mean?
We're taking care of the mental health of our hairstylist.
Okay.
Mine is a touch crazy. I like her though. She's very sweet, and she knows how to keep me on par. So I appreciate her, and I'm sorry for affecting your mental health the way I do sometimes. Today is also Grape Popsicle Day.
I like popsicles.
You a grape popsicle or a red popsicle guy? Are you that weirdo that eats the yellow ones or the green ones?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's been a long time since I was going out with the popsicles, but I didn't like the green ones as much as I liked the red and the purple.
Yeah, that's me. Today is also sunscreen day.
Oh man, wear the sunscreen. My
Wear
uncle
the
died
sunscreen.
of skin cancer. I
Yeah.
remember they were in Tuscaloosa, and he was in the hospital when Alabama was playing Texas A&M, and I did the show, the tailgate show that day, and then went and sat and watched the football game with him. He had part of his lung taken out. So once that stuff spreads, you're in big trouble.
Yeah.
And they did a good job, and they got him back to health for a couple of years, and he ended up dying of brain cancer. But it all started because he had a spot on his back, and he didn't get it looked at. He was stubborn, and then eventually it cost him.
Wow. Hate to hear that. Sunscreen day.
Wear your sunscreen. That's my point.
Well, yeah. Man, you brought that heavy, man. I was going to say I now know what I was going to do today and go to the lake and offer to rub sunscreen down on the ladies, but I guess I won't do that now.
Do it.
Jesus. Oh, now, see, you brought up those stories.
For Pete's sakes.
For Pete's sakes, you brought up those stories that game day does, and now I'm about to cry.
I know I'm about to hit you with another one at the end.
No, please don't. Don't.
By chance.
This day in history. Oh goodness. The late night talk show, 1994. The Arsenio Hall show aired for the last time.
Loved it, man. I just loved it. I loved Arsenio in Coming to America. It's still one of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah.
And he was the reason why he was a great talk show host is the same reason that Inside the NBA is a great show as well in its own right. He did it different. Like, he did it his own way. He wasn't following the everybody wants to be Ed Sullivan thing. He did it his way, brought on people that weren't necessarily getting in the media a lot back then, and the show was amazing. I mean, it got hot there for a long time, and it was kind of sad that it went out, but I think part of it was just that media started to change. But he's a really talented guy, Arsenio Hall.
And of course, I was off yesterday, and I hate it because we had some really great birthdays, including Stevie Nicks celebrated a birthday yesterday.
You were gone.
Yeah, Lenny Kravitz, Bobcat Goldthwait.
Oh yeah, remember him.
And
Matt was gone yesterday.
Yeah, oh god, it was great. And Police Academy, I loved that. Matt Stone, co-creator.
So you're going back to yesterday, but that was yesterday. Today's today.
I know, but I missed yesterday, so I just. But we had so much gold yesterday. Hank Jr. celebrated a birthday yesterday also.
Man, you shouldn't have missed yesterday.
I know. Isn't that something? Isn't that something?
Oh my goodness. Well, we could have talked about some great things yesterday, but we're here today.
And here we are. But we got some really, really, really fabulous news. If you've made it through this entire show, it's good because this right here.
Oh,
we got a giveaway.
Yeah, there you go.
Text the keyword Bama. If you're in the central Alabama area, you want to go see Lionel Richie and Earth, Wind, and Fire tomorrow night in Birmingham. You text the keyword Bama. Don't put quotations around it. BAMA. Text it to that number right there. 205-295-1240. And you will be entered in to win tickets to see Lionel Richie and Earth, Wind, and Fire in Birmingham tomorrow night. And guess what? The coolest part is you'll be sitting on the same row as me. You can buy me a beer.
Are you going?
I'm going, man. I'm trying to get Mick to go wherever he is. Man. I'm trying to get Mick to go. He won't go with me.
I want to go, dude. Trust me. I want to go. It's just work is just got so many things going on. One thing I do want to tell you guys, though, as I totally kicked Tom Rinaldi, it's Memorial Day, and I just want to pull this up here. This guy right here is Thomas Walter Jackner, or we knew him as Jake, but when he was in the military, his nickname was Bama, and that's who I named my son after. And on Memorial Day, I always think of him. I think about all the great times we had at the University of Alabama and his love for our country. So Memorial Day, so shout out to my brother there, who we lost in 2005. But man, just to see his face when I just pulled this up, I'm like, God, they did that. I'm such a hypocrite because it does hit you in the heart, man. So I just did it to you guys today. But shout out to all of those people who loved this country so much that they gave their lives so that we could have freedom. And you can debate the merits of some of these wars, and I do it myself, but you can't debate the merits of these guys and their sacrifice for us. So God bless them, and God bless America. All right? All right.
I couldn't say it any better, man. God bless America. God bless you, Mick, your family. Have a safe Memorial Day, everybody. And I'll see you next time.
Roll Tide, everybody.